Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Sunday. We've got 13 matchups on this NFL slate today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells. And yeah, we'll hop in here. Busy slate today. Starting with the Atlanta Falcons versus the Detroit Lions. Detroit opening up as a 3-point home favorite with the over-under at 46. Atlanta coming into this matchup 3-0. Detroit 1-1. I'm sorry, Atlanta's 2-0. Detroit 1-1. Head-to-head, Atlanta is 6-4. 6-4 covering the spread here. Not seeing any crazy injuries. Detroit missing a couple linemen, which is huge. David Montgomery's out. Yeah, Detroit missing a lot of players. Some players on defense here. Atlanta coming off a nice, tough Green Bay win. They're on back-to-back wins. They look very good to start the year. Detroit coming off a tough Seattle loss. Atlanta, they're 5-2 against Detroit. 5-2 covering the spread against Detroit here. I think Atlanta's a good underdog today. I think they're gonna be pretty decent this year. The run game looks good. Bijan Robinson looks great. Ritter's been a nice game manager, and I think they're gonna be able to run the ball on Detroit. And I'm gonna buy half a point. I'm liking Atlanta plus 3.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Washington Commanders. Buffalo opening up as a 5.5-point road favorite with the over/under at 43. Bills coming into this matchup 1-1. Washington 2-0. Head-to-head, Buffalo is 7-1. 7-1 covering the spread. Not seeing any major injuries for this matchup here. Buffalo coming off a big Vegas win, 38-10. Washington coming off a big Denver win, 35-33. A really good start of the year for Washington. They've looked pretty good so far to start the year. Sam Howell's been pretty decent. But Buffalo getting back on track after that week 1 loss. They're 8-1 against Washington. 8-1 covering against Washington here. And I really like the Bills to bounce back. I think the defense plays better against Sam Howell. And I think I'm going to take the Bills minus 5.5 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got the Denver Broncos versus the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins opening up as a 6-point home favorite with the over/under at 47. Denver coming into this matchup 0-2. The Dolphins 2-0. Head-to-head, Miami is 6-4. 8-2 covering the spread. No Justin Simmons for Denver, which definitely hurts the defense a bit. No crazy injuries for Miami here. Jalen Waddle is out, so that does kind of hurt. But I think they'll be all right. Denver, just same as last year. Denver losing a lot of close games. Same thing. Lost the first game by 1 point. Lost the second game by 2 points. Gosh, it's going to be a rough year for Denver, and they're going to be their defense is going to keep them in a bunch of games, but the offense just isn't that great. They were able to put up points last week, but going to be tough against Miami. Miami playing very good on offense and defense here, and Miami's looked good in the last 2 games. Yeah, I just can't trust Denver here, who's 1-8 on the road against Miami, and I'll take Dolphins minus 6 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars opening up as a 7.5-point home favorite with the over/under at 43.5. Texans coming into this matchup 0-2. The Jaguars 1-1. Head-to-head, Houston's 9-1, 7-3 covering the spread. They've been pretty dominant against the Jaguars. No Laramie Tunsil for Houston, so definitely kind of hurts the line there. No Zay Jones for the Jaguars. Houston, coming off an Indiana loss. Jaguars coming off a tough Kansas City loss where they couldn't score a touchdown. But I think they'll bounce back this week here against Houston at home. They've been bad against Houston, but Jaguars are definitely the much better team here, and I think they play better and put up some points. And I'm going to take the Jags by a point. Take the Jags minus 6.5 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got the Indianapolis Colts versus the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore opening up as a 7.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 43.5. Colts coming into this matchup 1-1. The Ravens 2-0. Head-to-head, both teams are 5-5. Colts are 8-2 covering the spread. No Anthony Richardson for the Colts, so it's going to be Gardner Minshew at quarterback, who is, I believe he's like 1-9 in his last 10 starts or whatever. So not going to be great for them. Baltimore, no Odell, missing two of their linemen. They were missing their linemen last week though, so could be an ongoing thing. Colts coming off a big Houston win. Baltimore coming off back-to-back wins, beating the Bengals 27-24 here. And I like Baltimore at home. Maybe with Anthony Richardson, it gives them some versatility on offense. But without Richardson and Minshew, who just hasn't been able to win games on his starts, I'm gonna buy a point, and I'll take Ravens minus 6.5 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota opening up as a 1 point home favorite with the over-under at 54.5. Both teams coming into this matchup 0-2. Battle two of some of the best rosters in the league, and they're both 0-2, so someone's got to get a win here. Head-to-head, Minnesota is 5-2. 5-2 covering the spread. No Austin Eckler for the Chargers, which does hurt. Chargers, two close games. You're losing to Miami, then losing to Tennessee 24-27. This is what the Chargers do, man. It's tough. They play well. They can score just as good as anyone in the league. But man, they give up points. They make stupid decisions, and then they find themselves taking losses. And that's just how it is. And same with Minnesota. They just get down early and mental mistakes. And they've been in two close games. Both teams have been in just very close losses. And so this is a very tough one here. I mean, this one could go either way. Both games, I'm sure it'll be a field goal kind of game here. And Minnesota is 4-1 at home against the Chargers. Ooh, this one's just very tough. And a battle of the 0-2 teams. I think I'm going to just take the Chargers money line on the road. Get some plus money there. It really is a coin flip. We'll see who prevails, but I'll take Chargers in this one. Next matchup, we got the New England Patriots versus the New York Jets. Patriots opening up as a 2.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 35.5. Patriots coming into this matchup 0-2. The Jets 1-1. Head-to-head, the Patriots are 10-0. 8-2 covering the spread. They have been dominant against the Jets here. No Jonathan Jones for New England at cornerback. The Jets, no major injuries here. New England coming off a Miami loss, back-to-back losses for them. They've been close games. Jets coming off just a horrible loss against Dallas, 30-10. And yeah, New England 5-0 covering against the Jets, 7-0 on the road against the Jets. They've been very good against the Jets here. And Zach Wilson looked horrible. And he's just not a good quarterback. Until they make a switch here, the Jets offense is going to look pretty bad. And I like the Patriots to get a win on the road. I just don't trust the Jets. I think the Patriots D will play fine. And, to be able to get some stops on the Jets. And Patriots got to get some points up. I'll take New England minus 2.5 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got the New Orleans Saints versus the Green Bay Packers. Packers opening up as a 1 point home favorite with the over-under at 42.5. Saints coming into this matchup 2-0. The Packers 1-1. Head-to-head, the Saints are 6-4, 7-3 covering the spread. The Saints, back-to-back wins, back-to-back close wins for the Saints here. Coming off a Carolina win. Defenses play good. Held both games, single or double digits, just 15 and 17 points. So the D's playing very good. And the Packers coming off that 25-24 tough loss against Atlanta. Saints, no Marcus May at cornerback. Foster Moreau and Jamal Williams are all out, which definitely does hurt. Green Bay missing some linemen. We'll see if Bakhtiari plays, and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is still a question mark. Same with Christian Watson. Their key players are questionable. But the Saints 4-1 covering against Green Bay here, and Saints getting plus money on the road. I think the Saints are the better team, and yeah, give me Saints money line and +1 on the road in this one. Next matchup, we got the Tennessee Titans versus the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland opening up as a 3-point home favorite with the over-under at 38.5. Both teams coming into this matchup 1-1. Head-to-head here. Both teams are 5-5 head-to-head. Cleveland is 6-3-1 covering the spread. Yeah, tough for Cleveland last week, losing Nick Chubb for the year. Definitely hate to see that. I mean, that really is their entire offense revolved around Chubb and playing good defense. And so, yeah, that's tough. Titans coming off a nice Chargers win last week, 27-24. Cleveland coming off a 22-26 loss. It's going to be another grinded game here. Two pretty good defenses. Titans going to run the ball with Derrick Henry. Now we're going to see how the Browns play without Chubb. I mean, they did re-sign Kareem Hunt, and they got Jerome Ford, who looked pretty good last week, but they're no Nick Chubb here. The run game's probably going to struggle all year just because you can't really replace Nick Chubb. So I'm going to buy a 0.5 point. I like the Titans +3.5 on the road. I really think the Browns struggling. Deshaun Watson, he's just not good. He really isn't. And getting paid way too much for an average quarterback. Give me Titans +3.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Carolina Panthers versus Seattle Seahawks. Seattle opening up as a 5-point home favorite with the over-under at 42. Carolina coming into this matchup 0-2. Seattle 1-1. Head-to-head, Seattle is 7-3 head-to-head. No Bryce Young, he is out. So it's going to be Andy Dalton at quarterback for Carolina today. And good opportunity for Seattle at home. Carolina hasn't been that bad in their first two games. I mean, they've struggled to score. The defense has played pretty well. I mean, only losing to New Orleans by 3 last week. Seattle coming off a big Detroit win here. Got to be a game Seattle wins at home. You got Andy Dalton playing. I think some turnovers will probably happen. And, yeah, I like Seattle -5 and money line at home here. Next matchup, we got the Chicago Bears versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs opening up as a 13-point home favorite with the over-under at 48. Bears coming into this matchup 0-2. The Chiefs 1-1. Head-to-head, Kansas City is 4-3. 4-3 covering the spread. No Eddie Jackson for Chicago, so arguably their best defender is out. Yeah, the Bears 0-2 to start the year. They've looked just absolutely horrible. Justin Fields does not look good. The offense, there's no passing game really. It's pretty bad. And Chiefs coming off a nice Jags win defensively, holding the Jags to 9 points. Despite that week 1 loss, Chiefs are back here. They're playing well. Offense looking a little bit better. Not the insane amount of points you'd imagine, but win is a win. And I just don't see a world where Chicago comes into Kansas City and gets a win with how bad they've struggled on offense here. And yeah, it could be ugly here. And I'm gonna take Chiefs -13, 12.5, whatever you find it, and money line at home. Next matchup, we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Arizona Cardinals. Dallas opening up as a 13-point road favorite with the over-under at 43. Dallas coming into this matchup 2-0. The Cardinals 0-2. Head-to-head, Cardinals are 6-4. 6-4 covering the spread. Dallas, what a start to the season. Coming off a 30-10 win against the Jets, then 40-0 against the Giants. Defense has only given up 10 points this season. And they really got lucky. They had Garrett Wilson on a little slant where he broke the defense If that play didn't happen, they would have held the Jets to just a field goal. And the Cardinals, say what you want about the Cardinals. They've played harder than a lot of teams in the NFL so far this season, and their 2 losses, losing 2 close games here. Dobbs hasn't been bad at quarterback. He's been, for as bad as the team is, he's been pretty decent. The team's been decent, but this Dallas D is no joke. They are going to get after it. It's going to be a tough day for Arizona here, and give me Dallas -13 and money line on the road. Then the last matchup, we've got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders opening up as a 2.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 43. Both teams coming into this matchup 1-1. Head-to-head, Vegas is 6-4, 8-2 covering the spread. I don't see any major injuries here. Pittsburgh coming off a Cleveland win last game. Vegas coming off just a beatdown from Buffalo, 38-10. They just couldn't get anything going here. I'm buying a point. I like the Steelers +3.5 here. I'm just not sold on the Raiders. Didn't show anything last week. The offense doesn't look that good. Aside from Devontae Adams, they really have no offense. The defense isn't that good either. I'll take Steelers +3.5 on the road in this one. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Sunday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good one.